When selecting suitable personal protective equipment, PPE, for the user, which factors should be considered? Price and size, cost and colour, size and fit, fit and weight.
If you have to work outdoors in bad weather, why should your employer supply you with waterproof clothing? To protect you from the weather, which will reduce trips and falls. To keep you warm and dry, so you take fewer breaks. To keep you warm and dry, so you are less likely to catch Weil's disease, leptospirosis. To protect you from the weather, as you are less likely to get muscle strains if you are warm and dry. When you start a new task, how will you know if you need any extra personal protective equipment, PPE? By looking at the company web page, by looking at your employer's health and safety policy. You will always need it. By looking at the risk assessment. Which of the following statements about personal protective equipment, PPE, is not true? You must pay for any damage or loss. You must store it correctly when you're not using it. You must report any damage or loss to your supervisor. You must use it as instructed.
When must your employer provide you with personal protective equipment, PPE? Twice a year. If you need to be protected. If you pay for it. If it is in the contract.
How should a safety helmet be worn to get maximum protection from it? Pulled forward, back to front, pushed back on your head, square on your head. What additional measures can be worn under a hard hat in cold weather? A jumper with a detachable hood, a baseball cap, a woolly hat, a manufacturer's attachment. Where on the body would a worker wear respiratory protective equipment, RPE? When should you wear safety footwear on site? All the time, until the site starts to look finished. Only when working inside. Only when working at ground level. Which item of personal protective equipment, PPE, is helping to protect the worker from dermatitis? What is the main risk to this worker wearing only these items of personal protective equipment, PPE? Dermatitis to skin, breathing in harmful dust, eye injuries, damage to hearing. What should you do if you drop your safety helmet from a height onto a hard surface? Repair any cracks and then carry on wearing it. Work without it until you can get a new one. Make sure there are no cracks and then carry on wearing it. Stop work until you get a new one. When selecting appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, what is the most important factor to be taken into account? The type of hazard, the cost of the equipment, can it be recycled, how long it will last.
Who should provide you with any personal protective equipment, PPE, you need, including the means to maintain it? You must buy your own. Anyone on site with a budget. No one has a duty to provide it. Your employer.
Which of the following figures is wearing the correct personal protective equipment, PPE? If you need to wear a full body harness and have not used one before, what should you do? Try to work it out for yourself. Read the manufacturer's instruction book. Ask for expert advice and training. Ask someone wearing a harness to show you what to do.
When is the only time that you do not need to wear head protection on site? If you are working in hot weather. If you are self-employed. If you are in a safe area, like the site office. If you are working alone.
Will all types of glove protect your hands against chemicals? Only if you put barrier cream on your hands first. Yes, all gloves are made to the same standard. No, different gloves protect against different types of hazard. Only if you cover the gloves with barrier cream. Which of the following statements about wearing a safety helmet in hot weather is true? You must wear it at all times and in the right way. You must take it off during the hottest part of the day. You can wear it back to front if it is more comfortable that way. You can modify it to keep your head cool. What should you do if your disposable foam earplugs keep falling out? Throw them away and work without them. Put 2 earplugs in each ear so that they stay in place. Put rolled up tissue paper in each ear instead. Stop work until you are shown how to fit them properly. Good quality personal protective equipment, PPE, will be marked with which letter or letters? C, CE, R, HSE.
What should you do if your personal protective equipment, PPE, gets damaged? Stop work and continue only when it has been replaced. Try to repair it, then carry on working. Throw it away and work without it. Carry on wearing it, but work more quickly.
When using a grinder or cut-off saw, what type of eye protection should be worn? Light eye protection, safety glasses, welding goggles, reading glasses or sunglasses, impact-rated goggles or full face shield.
What should you wear if there is a risk of materials flying into your eyes? Impact-rated goggles, chemical-rated goggles, laser safety glasses, tinted welding goggles.
Do you have to pay for any personal protective equipment, PPE, you need? No, your employer must pay for it. Only if you need to replace lost or damaged PPE. No, you only have to pay half the cost. Yes, you must pay for all of it. Which condition could be prevented if the correct gloves are worn while handling a hazardous substance? Vibration white finger, skin disease, arthritis, Raynaud's syndrome.
Personal protective equipment, PPE, should be worn at work for what reason? To protect workers from physical injury or ill health. To protect the company against potential lawsuits. It prevents workers from getting their uniforms dirty. It prevents any exposure to hazardous chemicals.
What will safety footwear with a protective midsole protect you from? Blisters which could occur in warm, wet conditions. Spillages which may burn the sole of your foot. Nails or sharp objects which could puncture the sole of your foot. Twisting your ankle as they have better grip than regular shoes.